welcome to the news show. I'm Aarti Sequeira. This week's show is brought to you by Mirrors. It's not me, you're just fat. Mirrors. Our top story: the country's banking sector inched closer to nationalisation this week after the Treasury agreed to buy a near 40% stake in Citigroup. In response, Joseph McCarthy rolled over in his grave, called the whole nation a red menace, and promptly re-died and returned to his lake of fire adjacent flat in southwest Hades. More Wall Street news: AIG, the insurer bailed out by the government 6 months ago, may seek to convert preferred shares held by the government to common. The Chicago rapper actor said thanks, but his portfolio was actually a lot stronger without it. In his first address to Congress, President Barack Obama took aim at Lockheed Martin, calling their presidential helicopter program an example of the procurement process gone amok. Mr. Obama suggested he doesn't need a new aircraft. Instead, he said their energies would be better spent on flying cars and jetpacks and other devices we all thought we'd had way before we elected a black president. Not much else seems to be helping keep down college costs, so maybe this will: a 3-year college degree. Also gaining popularity: 2-year medical school, single-year law school, and flight school via Xbox Live. The country's alcohol market is in a slump. Sales are down sharply, and the market has seen its smallest increase in 8 years. And to make matters worse, cash-strapped state governments are hitting the industry with taxes that would jack up prices by as much as 2%. Alcohol companies are fighting back, however. Budweiser announced plans to maintain its current price point, but instead increase the amount of watery hobo piss by 2%. The U.S. Supreme Court has affirmed federal efforts to bar gun ownership by those convicted of domestic violence. Still allowed to use guns: rednecks, gangsters, and those only convicted of foreign violence. A British resident detained at Guantanamo Bay for more than 4 years has said he is extraordinarily happy to be home in the UK. Ethiopian-born Binyam Mohammed was released Monday after a round of questioning by police in London. He said he's also happy to be able to walk around unbitten by dogs, happy to be taking showers with hot water and no American men laughing at his nudity, and happy to not go all the way home to Ethiopia, 'cause man, is that place a bummer. Nearly half of the families in a tiny Brazilian town have a set of twins, and there's a new theory about why. The phenomenon may be the result of Joseph Mengele, the Nazi physician known as the Angel of Death, and his experiments in eugenics. Why Hitler didn't make creating hot Brazilian twins the centerpiece of his new Germany, thereby living in fame instead of infamy, the world may never know. Anger and other strong emotions can have harmful and potentially deadly consequences, a new study shows. Anger can be especially deadly if the person feeling it has an axe and is running after you. Earlier this week, All-Star center for the Orlando Magic Dwight Howard hit a 75-foot shot before the game against the Miami Heat. The tricky yet accurate shot helps explain how the Christian celibate before marriage Howard impregnated a Magic dancer late last year. This week, the New York Post ran the final column of legendary gossip columnist Liz Smith. The 86-year-old Smith received a number of condolences from celebrities she's skewered and tattled on over the years, including Angelina Jolie, Michael Douglas, and Charlie, the first single-celled organism on Earth. Happy birthday to the Grand Canyon, which turned 90 this week. I guess this is the same system of calculation that celebrates this country's age as 232 and every actress in Hollywood as 28. A new study released this week shows that caffeine helps kill off human cells damaged by ultraviolet light. In a related story, George Hamilton drank a triple espresso this week and his face fell off. The CEO of Ryanair, the Southwest Airlines of Europe, said they may soon, quote, put coin slots on the loo, a job previously assigned to passengers. Slumdog Millionaire was the big winner at the Oscars, taking home Best Picture. Overall, The Underdog Tale took 8 Oscars, including Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Director, and also effectively ended all poverty in India, put a stop to sectarian violence, and launched a peace accord over the Kashmiri region via a Bollywood-style dance number. Thanks, Hollywood! Shukriya! And that's all for the news show this week. For all of us here, have a great weekend.